Hey guys, welcome back to Phantom Sage Powers, where we discuss comics and heroes, villains, and tournaments. And a little of this, and a little of that. We are on part 12 of our X of Swords review.
And for those of you joining us for the first time, and you want to catch up on X of Swords Part 1, I'll have the link in the description below. And feel free to check out my page, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you stay up to date. To give a quick recap of what we have learned in the first half of X of Swords, we find that Apocalypse has history with Krakoa. And in fact, this island used to be a bigger island, and that half of it was swallowed into a hell dimension along with Apocalypse's wife and his 4 children, the original horsemen of the Apocalypse. Summoner, Apocalypse's grandchild, along with a sizable chunk of Arakko, the other half of Krakoa, were sent to Earth for help. However, this turned out to be a ruse, a trap, and several mutants that crossed into Otherworld were fatally injured, including Apocalypse. Through the intervention of Opal Luna Saturnine, the omniversal magistrates of Otherworld, a contest was agreed upon, a battle of champions with both Krakoa and Arakko having to discover who their 10 champions were along with their blades. Krakoa's champions are Magic with her soul sword, Wolverine with Muramasa, Storm with Skybreaker, Cypher with Warlock, Cable with the Light of Galador, Betsy Braddock, Captain Britain with the Starlight Sword, Captain Avalon Brian Braddock with the Sword of Might, Apocalypse with Scarab, and lastly Gorgon with 2 swords. He has Grasscutter and Godkiller. Completing the ritual, our champions have crossed over into Otherworld, where they are greeted by Saturnine, who in turn takes them to their quarters, where they find more tarot cards. When Apocalypse sees that he has the Lover's card, he becomes quite upset, thinking Saturnine is taunting him over the loss of his wife. When he goes to confront her, he is surprised to find she is meeting with Annihilation, and even more surprised when Annihilation removes her mask, revealing his wife, Genesis. We open outside the Starlight Citadel in a garden that is under the moonlight, and Apocalypse stands beneath it. He looks like he is in deep thought. You hear a voice from behind him say, "This place feels like a refuge where the weak go to hide. Are you hiding, my love?" I wanted peace, a bit of peace before tomorrow and what tomorrow brings. So, you are a man of peace now. Have you fallen so far? You are wielding the Twilight Blade. Who, again, is it here that has fallen? What, this thing? The Twilight Blade is just a tool. Is it powerful? Yes. Is it dangerous? Yes. Is it the most dangerous thing in this garden? It most certainly is not. I feel like you are trying to test me, says Apocalypse, beginning to draw his blade. No. Testing comes on the morrow in Sabanur. I was hoping we could simply talk. Don't you want to know what happened to us? How we came to be here? How I hold this blade? You are less of a mystery. The High Summoner has kept us informed while keeping you misinformed, but I know how they speak of you and of this nation you helped form, so surely you'd rather talk than fight, no? Apocalypse pierces the ground with his blade, and so does Genesis. Every bone in me aches at the sight of you, says Apocalypse. Then come, my love, walk with me. I know you remember the high Halicon days of mutantdom in Sabanur. I know you remember Okara, the one land of mutants. It was ancient before that word existed, but not yet old in the way they are now. The twilight sword of the enemy tore the world asunder, and what was one became 2. And from the chasm between them, from a mint the enemy poured into this world, until, at great cost, the army of the enemy Annihilation, along with Arakko itself, was pushed back through. The chasm was sealed shut. There are whispers in Arakko of why the husband of Genesis, the father of the horsemen, remained behind. Some kiss the edge of truth. Some are lies that offended me. We, however, both know the real reason you stayed. And the only truth that matters is this. What should never have been cleaved in two was separated forever. Husband from wife, parent from child, Arakko from Krakoa. How do I describe the sound of the chasm closing? If I say it was 1,000 angels died screaming bloody thunder, I know that number is low. It was deafening, maddening, the alien song of the world immense. Hundreds of mutants lost their minds and fled into the wasteland that surrounded Arakko. We lost 1/10 of our strength in less than an hour. Still, we steadied ourselves, regrouped, and readied for war. But when I looked out, instead of an enemy army and a fight to the death, I saw nothing but an endless field decorated with the bodies of a fallen horde. The White Sword and his 100 champions had bought us time, and we used it well. Husband, I tell you truly, I have never witnessed such work as the wonders constructed by brave mutant alchemists and engineers. They made an armor for Arakko. We raised 10 towers, and all the land between them became a killing field. When the army of Amenth finally came, we showed them what real mutants could become when forced to truly fight for our survival. We were a machine of death. And for thousands of years, the Horde died at our border. Generations of mutants lived and died, never knowing defeat. Children of war, strong and fit for the days in which they lived. But they lived only inside our walls. It made us arrogant and ignorant of what Amenth truly was. When the high mutant prophet idol went blind after seeing our sure defeat in the future, I laughed at him and threatened to remove his weak head from his weak shoulders. He sounded a warning, but I knew no fear. I cowered from nothing. So I raised an army of mutant reavers, and for the first time, took our war to Amenth. We left our walls behind and drove our way into enemy territory. I swear to you, my love, I bathed nightly in the blood of those I had broken on the battlefield. Then 200 years ago, we had pushed so far that we reached the Ivory Spire, the stronghold of the long-thought-lost White Sword, Purity. Our greatest healer, external, immortal. The White Sword resurrected his 100 champions every morning and then rode out to slaughter Amenthi demons. To say the millennia that had passed changed him is to sound like a fool. Husband, the death and resurrection cycle he lived each day had become his religion. To us, he was as alien as the horde he raged against, and we the same to him. It was not that he killed scores of mutants when he drove us out that pained me so. If they were fit, they would have survived. No, it was that when we first tasted defeat, it was at the hands of one of our own. It was a spoiled meat that was the first of many ill meals to follow. I returned to Arakko to find Iska waiting for us. Do you remember my sweet sister Iska? Her mutant power was that she could not lose. And how I wept when it drove her to join Amenth in the war against Okara. So you can imagine the joy I felt seeing her there. I imagine her return heralded not just our reunion, but our inevitable victory. I have never been more wrong. She had been sent to invite me to parley with Annihilation at the seat of the Golden Helm's power, the capital city of Amenth. She begged. I broke. Though it still shames me to say it, I told her I would hear what the Golden Helm had to say. I would entertain the words of Annihilation. When I entered the great hall, the words of the prophet idol rang in my ears, and I understood that I was witnessing Iraqi doom with my own eyes. Those mutants who fled in the crossing, the 1 in 10 of us thought lost to the wasteland, I found out what had happened to them. What we thought was thousands of years of battle with the enemy was really just them biding their time. breeding the mutants they had captured with the Amenthi demons to produce a hybrid warrior race. It was the birth of the Summoners and the origin of the black experiments of the vile schools. I was enraged. The Golden Helm offered me a kind of peace. Instead, I offered Annihilation my sword. We battled to the death. All of the Amenth looked on. You should have seen me, husband. I fought for us. I fought for us all, and I won. I took her life. I took her head, and in doing so, I sacrificed my own. I did not know what victory meant. I did not know what it cost. Whoever defeats the helm claims the helm. Whoever wears that crown controls the land. You see, it's called Annihilation for a reason. The Golden Helm is the only thing that keeps the Amenthi horde in check. Without it, the demons of that dark world would consume everything or die trying. I refused to wear it for 100 years. And for 100 years, as a prisoner, I watched as the mad horde, the true might of Amenth, cracked the walls of Arakko. I watched mutants die. I watched towers fall, but still I refused. We had all come here to die if need be, to save Earth from Amenthi hell. And there was still hope. I held onto the hope that you would raise a new mutant society, a greater one, and with its coming a mutant army that would save us all. But word came from inside the walls. The greatest mutants and mages of Arakko, damn fools, who had forgotten their history, had carved holes in the heavens and reopened what so many had died to close. It was a cry for help. It was a surrender. I knew then all the old ways were lost. And so, I placed the Golden Helm on my head and surrendered to Amenth. I hoped to control it, to dominate it, but I failed. Annihilation marched the horde into Arakko. Arakko surrendered to the Golden Helm, as did our children, as did the whole of our land. It wants all, and because it wants all, I do as well. So, it was on to Dryador and forward to Krakoa. Now you know what really happened, the price I paid. My greatest victory, my greatest defeat. You can fight it, says Apocalypse. You're the strongest person I know. No one is that strong, my love. No one. I fight for it, and now it wants everything. So I want everything. Most of all, I want Krakoa. It's not yours to take, my love. We have built something there for all mutants that includes our children and you. But can it last? Arakko was forged in war, strong and fit, built to truly endure. What you have made, was it with soft hands and raised on a soft earth? I look at you and think so. But I will soon see what Krakoa has to offer, and what you, my love, have to offer as well.